Okie dokie. Let's just put myself down here a bit. Okay. And just fix this. That's the thing about YouTube when you go live. You don't really have a chance to set your camera up. Let me just get it here. So I'm in the middle of all things. Okay, I've got some exciting news. All right. So, all right. Now, folks, on this journey, when you are when you're fasting, doing keto, um, or even if you're not doing keto or you're not fasting, you ought to try it. Okay, you ought to try it. Even if you don't want to do keto, try intermittent fasting, honestly. Okay. So, all right. So it's been one of those weekends, and I have them every so often, and you do too. So I'm speaking to everybody who's listening to this, who has gone through this over and over again. All right. So, yeah. So this weekend, you might say that fasting became pretty much non existent and eating became a little bit more prominent than it should have. And so, are you struggling with your weekends too? Or are there certain days of the week that you just find such a difficult thing? Maybe you're a nurse, you're on shift work, whatever, and you just find that on your off days or off weeks, uh, you just get yourself out of a routine. Okay, everybody does. Okay, so don't panic, don't fret. All right. So, and if you've got a insulin resistance issue, okay, whether you're type 2 diabetes, whether you're on insulin or not on insulin, okay, here is a thing that I want you to know. And I'm thankful to my son who always was on me about this, saying, hey, Dad, why don't you do this? Because you'll find that your blood sugars, you'll be able to adjust them much easier without metformin, without insulin. I'm not insulin or on metformin, but I have been on metformin before. And I didn't want to be on any drugs. That's the goal of my life. And at my age, I don't want to start, and I'm not planning on it. So everything has been done by tweaking and adjusting what I eat and what I do, my lifestyle choices, and so on. So here's the thing. All right, and I'm going to share this with you. So this is real personal stuff, but I don't care. I'm very open and I'm very transparent. That's what I want to be. So here we go. Today we had. As my wife and my daughter, we had a bit of a lunch out. The restaurants are pretty much closed right now because of things, but we went down to the lake in a town not too far from where we live, and enjoyed some libations. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, there's worse that people could do, but as a result, my sugars got up to when I woke up. I had a nap and I woke up. And I don't know if you can see that. Okay, forget it, because I know the light and everything it affects it. So I'm just going to tell you. At 5:18 today. Now it's almost an hour later since I did this. At 5:18, around just after 5, I woke up. I had about an hour and a half nap because I did not have a good sleep. And my sugars were, now you know what, in Canada we use mimoles per liter, okay, and then you can check your A1Cs. Your A1Cs are usually checked every 3 months, okay, but suffice it to say, my mimoles per liter, sometimes they can be a deciliter, okay, or in the States it's different. So you have three numbers, I think. So if you're 100 or 120 or 95 or whatever, I don't know how that works, but in Canada it's 11.2 mimoles per liter, which meant my A1Cs would have been about 7.8. So 7.8 is, yeah, it's you're kind of a little bit highish. All right. So this is what I did, and I want to be able to show this to you. Let's see if I can bring this into focus. There we go. So let me just turn this light down, see if this will help. Okay, so there you go. So that was my sugars at 5:18. Okay, and I did not have pizza. It's just that's the symbol for the software for a snack. So 5:18, that's what they were, 11.2. At 5:59, they were 7.4. Wow, 7.4. So how now 5.9. You see the A1Cs, 7.4, 5.9. That is considered normal. Okay. Now the 11.2. I've got a chart that I keep in my pictures. So let me just get this 11.2. Okay, here we go. 11.2 is in the dangerously high A1Cs. Okay. 11.2 was considered 7.8. But then I brought them all the way down to 7.2, which is 5.8, which is now good to marginal. Good to marginal. So I went from dangerously high to good to marginal. Okay. Just in the space of, you saw the time. Okay. So the time, it was from 5:59. No, 5:18 is when I checked them. They were 11.2 or 7.8 A1Cs. And then when I checked them at 5:59, they were 7.4 or 5.9. All right. So how did I do that? Wow. Okay. Well, there's a little trick. It's not really a trick. It's just some common sense. What I did was I hopped on my recumbent bike, right? And I haven't done this so far because I found that I was kind of overdoing it. When you start working out on something, especially that's cardio, okay? When you work on something that's cardio, you're going to be increasing your breathing, your heart rate, and so on. So your inner conditioning is not really up to par. That's why you're hopping on your cardio, right? So that you can condition yourself. And I really wouldn't encourage you to condition yourself doing cardio only, okay? Now, some people will disagree, and that's fine. I believe that strength training is really the best way to go. But after you've had a meal, okay, and you just feel really sluggish, you feel like you've just overdone it, maybe carbohydrates have gone, or your blood sugar's gone up, or you've had too many carbohydrates, and you hop on something like that, or you go for a walk, which my son always told me to do about 10, 15 minutes. That's all you have to do after every meal. But it's very cold right now where we are in Canada. So that's why I bought the recumbent bike. I went on the recumbent bike for 15 minutes. Now, usually what I've done is I've done 10 minutes, and I just am so glad when I get to that 10-minute mark because I'm just worn out. But what I did this time is I slowed it down. So I had intervals of that, and then speeding up, and then just moderate, and then slowing down until I could catch my breath, so I could feel that I could go the distance, and I had a good endurance level. And that's what you need. You don't need to burn out your endurance level in the first 5 minutes of going on something like this. All right. So I went on that 5:18. I checked my bloods. Then at about 5:30, I went on the bike. 15 minutes I went on it. All right. So from about 5:30 till about 5:45. And then at 5:59, I checked my bloods again, and my bloods were down, way down. Okay. So almost 4 points. Okay. With my moles, as they call them. And 2 with my A1Cs, which would be excellent. So if I had gotten my blood tested today and my 3-month range was 7.4 or 5.9, the doctor would have said, good for you, your blood sugars are normal. Okay. So that's all you have to do. So if you find that you're going through that and your blood sugars, maybe you've eaten something and you shouldn't have, okay, don't beat yourself up. Just go for a walk, a good pace walk. If you feel a little bit winded, slow down or just stop until you find, okay, you're good and you can carry on. And that's what I've done when I've been walking as well, because I'm a big guy, I'm carrying a lot of weight. And therefore, with working out, with exercise, sometimes you just got to give yourself a break to have a breather and then continue on a consistent level. So there you go. So if you find that your blood sugars are just really high, you can do that. Now, I just want to say to those who are metformin and insulin, please mention this to your doctor first of all, or whoever your caregiver is who monitors your meds and your blood sugars. Okay. And let them know that you want to do this if every time you mess up or goof off, decide to eat too many carbohydrates, because this is going to it's going to lower your blood sugars, and you don't want to be lightheaded, become hypoglycemic, okay, because of your medication. Then, and everybody's blaming me. Don't, please, just first of all, make sure you check with your doctor. Tell them, doctor, if I mess up, if I'm eating too much, yeah, I'll take my insulin, but my first line of defense, I want it to be some exercise. Okay, they should encourage you on that. If they don't, it's probably time to find another doctor. Okay, who's going to encourage you, because the line of defense should also always be to try to figure out naturally how to bring down your blood sugars, either through diet or through exercise. And then the last line of defense should be through insulin. Okay, unless you're so severely dependent on insulin. Okay, I understand that. Okay, so I'm not here speaking as someone who has taken these courses and I'm a professional at it, but I understand how blood sugars work because I'm insulin resistant myself, and so I've had to do this battle for, well, I guess almost 2 years, I think. All right, but I have a pancreas that still functions. All right, it's just I've overloaded my blood sugar levels at times, and that's not good. It doesn't necessarily have to be sweet, but it could be. Okay. So if you find that that happens to you, just hop on a bike, hop on a any kind of exercise that's cardio. Do about 15 minutes, good endurance level. You know, if you need to take a break to slow down a bit, and then build yourself back up again. Do a bit of intensity and then slow down, and so on. Don't kill yourself. You'll work up to it and you'll get better at it. So, all right. So that's all I want to say about that. I hope that's a help to you who are struggling, who are perhaps dealing with insulin resistance. It's a bit of a drag, but you will get through this, and it will, as long as you have that to go to, that's great. I'm so glad that I got a recumbent bike. I got it cheap, and it was heavy, but I got it in here. And so I don't have to worry about what to do when my sugars get high and it's freezing cold outside, and I have to just live with my sugars up high. You want to get your blood sugars down. And as you can see today, that by my blood sugars, I was able to get them down to a normal level so that my A1Cs would actually work out to about 7.6. You can see that there, it won't focus. All right, don't worry about it. It's technology, and I'm not going to fret about it. So that's what my estimated A1Cs will be. I intend to, within the next 90 days, to bring that down, and you can follow me on that. Have a great day, great weekend, whatever you do, and stay safe. Bye.